Good evening. It is Tuesday, June 14th, 2016. My name is Jacob.
And I'm Danielle.
And we are the Proteus Podcast, ideas in all shapes and forms.
How are you doing, Jake?
I'm doing okay. My allergies are acting up.
Your allergies?
Yes, it's a little itchy in here.
Do you have, like, the ragweed in the Alpine, Texas?
I don't know what we have. It's just itchy.
Sandalwood? Are you allergic to mesquite blossoms?
Probably not. I don't know what it is. I've never been tested for what it is because it's not bad enough that I can't control it with mostly over-the-counter stuff.
Okay. But, maybe if it's something, like, close to you, like in your house, something that you can remove from your house, and, a little bit of extra protection against the allergy.
Yeah, I know it's not my house, though, because it's very seasonal. It comes and goes.
Okay. I am feeling okay, for the most part. I had a mole removed from my head.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, it was the size of the tip of my pinky.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you got a bald spot?
No, well, maybe. I don't know. They did what they call a razor removal. Which sounds exactly as it sounds. They used a razor and they went whoop.
And then they send it to be tested to make sure you don't got scalp cancer or something obnoxious.
Yeah, but she said with a lot of confidence that I have not the scalp cancer. She said it was just she said it was a healthy plump of flesh.
Strange.
Yeah, healthy plump of flesh.
And yet they felt they needed to take it off.
No, I wanted them to take it off because whenever I brush my hair, whenever I go to the hairdresser, they're like, comb, snag, ow!
I could see that being annoying enough to deal with.
Have you ever had a skin tag?
Yes.
Okay, have you ever caught your skin tag on something?
No.
Okay, it's terrible. It feels like, oh god, I'm being yoinked.
I'm sure it is. I just take them off with nail clippers.
Yeah. Yeah. No. No. Shot of lidocaine. Thanks. And then
home surgery is fun and exciting. Come on.
Oh. Yeah, I guess that's true. Sounds extremely painful.
It really is, and it's just snip and it's over with. Slap a Band-Aid on
it. Here we have a difference between you and I. You with your redneck frontier medicine. Myself.
Frontier nothing. We sterilize the clippers.
with what? Lighter
alcohol
fire?
And fire.
Alcohol and fire, everybody. It's how they do things in Tejas.
I didn't say it was civilized. I said it was advanced.
Tejas, I was there last week, which is why everyone got a nice dose of what we tried to do before getting to this current formula of a podcast.
The Lost Podcasts. Episode 000, The Beginning.
The Beginning. I have a question about that, because I haven't listened to it. Did you give like an intro? It's like, hello everybody. We're lazy mother truckers this week. And so we're
there was a text one, but there was not a...
You didn't
I didn't
get
intro
on
it. I should have probably now that I think about it. But
people
I was
are
feeling super lazy. For all of you out there in Radio Land that still listen to this, I was on vacation that week, so that's why it was posted 3 days late and
you were on
was
vacation.
Not really the normal podcast.
I was in Houston, and good times. Good times indeed.
This just goes to show that we're not capable of planning ahead and recording an extra episode ahead of time.
Nope. That would be...
We like to keep these programs up to date, minute by minute. You get us right as things happen.
Right as things happen. Which is sometimes great, and sometimes incredibly not as great.
Well, there's something to be said for live radio.
Live radio. Recorded beforehand and then doled out to the populace through
Recorded live and aired later.
Yeah, recorded live and aired later. What was a show? A show did that. Like, this was recorded live.
There's been bunches of that, because this was, like, Funniest Home Videos was recorded before a live studio audience. And I think, like, Home Improvement was, too.
Oh, yeah, Home Improvement. A lot of those shows from that time period had a live studio audience.
I always was sort of puzzled by that. Like, God, that's got to be super boring to go watch them do. Because you've got to sit there and laugh when you're told to, and they do like 25 takes of the same scene. And then they spin the set and do the next room, because like Home Improvement had 3 sets. And it was, the set for the actual TV show that he was on, the set for the living room / kitchen of his house, and the set for the garage, and the set for the backyard. So like 4,
Yeah. But I think a lot of those shows had live studio audiences. Cheers had a live studio audience.
I want to say the Cosby Show might have.
Cosby Show, most likely. Growing Pains definitely had a live studio audience.
Any of those that basically happened in front of, in like 2 or 3 rooms when you go back and think about it. Mm-hmm. Friends might have been. At least some of the time.
Yeah, probably. What show that did not have a live studio audience? MASH.
Yeah, that's one of the few that couldn't.
Well, they couldn't, but they also what's interesting about that is like all those shows like Tool Time and whatnot, they had the laugh track.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And MASH has a laugh track for its earlier seasons. Did you know that?
And I've seen a lot of MASH, but never in any kind of coherent order, so I was not cognizant of that fact.
It's weird. Watch some of the first season of MASH.
And with the laugh track, it's super awkward and weird.
Well, yeah, because it's kind of like this is war, so it's like
not funny.
It's like, yeah, they have funny moments, but I don't need a laugh track every time Alan Alda cracks wise.
Yeah. I suppose a lot of those, like the Dick Van Dyke Show, and a lot of those sort of formula shows of that style probably had live studio audiences.
Mm-hmm. The Silver Age of television, black and white. Let's see here. The George Burns and Gracie Allen Show, that had a live studio audience, for sure.
I imagine if you think back, all of like the big time, sitcoms like I Dream of Jeannie and I Love Lucy and all of those would have as well.
Mm-hmm. Shows that don't have a live studio audience today.
Most of them.
Lost. Oh, wait, I guess Lost isn't really a thing anymore.
It's harder to find one that does now than one that doesn't. I think that new Netflix show, The Ranch, does.
Oh, God.
My dad said it's not as bad as you would expect.
I watched the first 15 minutes of the first episode because I love Sam Elliott.
Yeah, I've been real cautious about watching it. I'm like, I don't think this is going to be a good idea.
There was much dick and fart and poop joke.
Probably not going to watch it.
Yeah, which is kind of like makes me surprised that your dad would say it's not as bad as you would think.
Yeah, well.
I mean...
He is the kind of man that will appreciate a good fart joke.
I can see Shorty seeing Sam Elliott crack a fart joke and laugh at it.
Snicker. He wouldn't laugh.
He'd snicker. Do the
snicker quietly.
Oh,
it's a very gentle appreciation of the art form.
Sam Elliott is in another Netflix series called Grace and Frankie. Are you familiar with Grace and Frankie?
Haven't watched it at all.
It's pretty good. It focuses around these 2 women, Grace and Frankie, whose husbands, who they were married to for like 50 years. It's like Lily Tomlin, right? She's kind of old. Their husbands, after 50 years, come out to them and say, "Hey, so we been gay for each other for like the past 40 years, and we're going to divorce you guys, and we are going to get married because we can do that.
Just okay.
Yeah, it's a really interesting. It has he played the president in The West Wing, Martin Sheen. Is that Martin Sheen?
I don't know.
Charlie Sheen and Emilio Estevez's daddy?
Sure.
Yeah, he's one of the gay husbands.
I didn't even know how to feel about this whole
It's
thing.
awesome. It's pretty epic.
It's not my kind of show, I'm getting the impression.
You should watch The West Wing, though, because The West Wing is good.
Yes, I should.
I mean, it's rather good. We could do a podcast on it, but there's already a podcast being done about it.
That's a little alarming. Podcast being done about a show that's been off the air for how many years now?
Dude, they're doing a show-by-show commentary on it, and every episode has members of the cast from the show on it.
Wow.
It's actually ran by a person from the cast.
That's impressive.
Yeah, it is impressive, and I'm upset that I didn't start a podcast on the West Wing a year and a half ago doing exactly this, because then they would have been like, oh man, this person's already doing this.
Yeah.
We should pay them a lot of money.
Yeah, we should make sure no one's doing it and then just start one on the X-Files.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, there has to be.
God, that'd be painful.
I
mean, I like that show, but starting over again just to do that would be kind of a daunting task with their, 30 episode seasons.
Hey, it would mean a long and fruitful podcast.
Very long and fruitful. Good God.
You know what? We should take this offline and discuss podcast shows that we could do. Or, our faithful listeners, if you would like us to do a podcast on a TV show or cartoon show of something in the past, send us a message and we'll gladly add our commentary to it. Maybe, if we don't find watching it.
We will totally MST3K, 23K, your favorite show.
Oh, do you know what is on Netflix? And this is like the Netflix episode.
Or however that's called.
Animaniacs.
Really?
Yeah.
All of it?
All of it.
Even the one with the obscene prince joke?
Maybe? There was an obscene prince joke?
Oh yeah.
Wait, tell me about this. It's partially relevant to the past 2 months of my life.
There's they're an episode where they're being detectives, and I can't remember any of the characters' names.
Yakko, Wacko, and Dot.
Yakko, Wacko, and Dot. Well, it's either Yakko or Wacko, forget, doesn't matter. Is like, look, quick, find Prince. And he turns around and Dot's there holding Prince in her arms. And he's like, no. And he goes, no, fingerprints. And Prince and Dot look at each other and shake their heads no.
Oh, God.
It's only funny if you're at our age, because when you're a kid, it's just, what? Oh, okay.
Oh, you know what I think? Yeah.
It's very much one of those, jokes for adults, like they put into so much of the Muppets. You watch it as an adult, and you're like, oh my God, they let me watch this as a kid?
And they're like, of course, because they didn't think you would get it, but they got it.
And they were right.
And that's why your parents never laughed at the jokes you laughed at, but would laugh at like the completely dry moments that you're like, but that wasn't even funny, Mom.
Yeah.
God, get a sense of humor. Adults are so disconnected.
You can find that clip on YouTube.
Oh, I remember it now.
Yeah.
I remember it. It's like he was wearing purple, right?
Pink. Pinkish purple. They're practically cousins.
I mean, it's Purple Prince. I mean, come on.
Everyone associates Prince with the color purple anyways.
But yeah, so Animaniacs on the Netflix. Also on the Netflix, DreamWorks Studios, in coordination with Netflix, have relaunched Voltron.
Of what now?
Voltron. You remember Voltron?
Oh, Voltron. No.
Giant space robots.
Okay.
You know,
I'll pretend I remember because I
Oh, God.
probably saw it.
It's a group of healthy American or nondescript national teenagers who have been selected to pilot mecha that are in the shape of lions, and then monsters come and they get in their space lions and they go fight, and then they combine to make one big huge mega robot with a Voltron sword
Sounds
called
familiar.
Voltron, and then they kill the alien Mega Slash.
Oh,
Mega
so
Nematode?
it's basically Power Rangers.
No,
Except better.
Way before Power Rangers.
I know. I remember.
Way better and animated. Yeah.
So I think I'm caught up. I spent the whole week Netflixing because why not?
Why not?
And so I watched, I think, all of Arrow, but maybe I'm one season behind still, and it's not on Netflix.
Yeah, I'm behind.
I guess it's not the most current season. Season 4 isn't on Netflix yet.
Nope.
That would explain it. But I'm caught
also
up through season 3.
Yep, same here. I'm also a season behind for The Flash.
I am current on The Flash as of whatever's on Hulu. I think they have the more current season on Hulu.
Yeah, but
they
I
don't
didn't
have the
start
backlog.
at the beginning of the season. Those episodes dropped off, so
Yeah.
it's frustrating.
So I'm probably in the same situation because I think Hulu has Arrow, but they only have like the current 5 or whatever.
So here's a question for you. How come DC makes pretty good, decent television shows
In such miserable movies
and such miserable movies?
because they let the wrong people direct the movies. They're totally in with Zack Snyder, but they're letting, other people do these shows, and they're showing that they can really do it.
Right, but then they don't build off of that, right? Because you would think with the Arrow, right?
Yeah.
Or even the Flash, both of them decent shows. I think the Flash is slightly better than the Arrow.
They both have their high point, their strengths and weaknesses, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen Legends of Tomorrow?
No.
It's like where they take all the little side heroes from both of them and they put them together. It's really good. Watch it. It's on Hulu. But anyway, one of the things I love about Marvel is that Marvel has this one continual universe.
Yeah, and everything's tied together beautifully.
Correct.
Because the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has tied into the movies. Well, the movies are tied backward. They're connected. You see connections throughout the whole system.
Yeah, and they even connect in with the Defender series that are on Netflix. That's the Jessica Jones, the Daredevil, and the new one that's coming out this fall.
Yeah, Jessica Jones, Daredevil. What's the new one that's coming out?
I can't remember. It's the Cage. It's the indestructible guy.
There's a couple new ones coming, I think.
But I tell you what, Daredevil, really good.
Yeah, I watched about half of it and got my Netflix account borrowed by my grandmother and quit watching things on it because it confuses her. While she's gone, I need to catch up on it.
Yeah, do that. But no, good stuff. Oh, did you hear about the Disney deal?
Yeah, where Netflix is bringing in a whole big portion of the Disney library.
Disney is giving, including Marvel, all their properties, Disney, Marvel, Pixar, all of that.
Even the Star Wars, wasn't it?
Yeah, including Star Wars, Lucasfilms, whatever is left of it.
Basically the entire Disney library.
Right. There's the sole online streaming service for it will be Netflix.
That is awesome. That was a smart move on both of their parts.
Yeah, I don't know how much Netflix had to pay for it.
God, probably through the ears, nose, and other orifices.
Maybe their left testicle.
As I heard recently, they probably had to pay an arm and a dick for it. Just,
Ah. But yeah, no, I think that's genius.
Yeah, because I mean, it saves Disney having to fool with setting up some kind of online portal like so many other companies like Stars and all these other.
Uh-huh.
There's HBO online, so you can go and pay extra to watch HBO on the internet, or you can do. There's tons of companies that you can go watch their stuff on their website. But no one wants to sign up for the 16th and 17th account for anything. So they probably went to Netflix and say, how much are you willing to pay us to put all of our stuff on your catalog? And Netflix was smart enough to bid high enough, would be my guess. That's how that went.
Netflix was like, I don't know, firstborn children. How many people here have firstborn children they don't like?
Yeah. Indentured servitude for life? Come on.
Your daughter is now going to be trained to be a Disney princess in Disney World. Yours will be a Disney princess in Disneyland. That is their life from now on.
Yours, that one's not pretty enough. He runs a ride at Epcot Center.
He's in the Tigger outfit. Man. Yeah. And that probably in the Netflix offices now they have like this big oversized portrait of Walt Disney that you have to walk by as you go to your cube.
But it's right next to the giant box they're going to be filling with money because everyone's going to sign up for Netflix just so their kids can watch Disney stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because Netflix's catalog is so confusing and weird.
It is so odd.
It's going to be so much better. Like, it gets recursive. Like, I know there's millions of shows on there, basically, and movies. And it keeps offering me the same 20 movies I don't want to watch. I know there's more in this catalog, but their little algorithm that looks at what you've watched and decides what you might want to watch is a little retarded still.
Yeah, I wish that they had
it's offering me the same 13 action movies that I'm never gonna watch. I'm like, no. I need to go in and monkey with their thing where you can keep filling out more and more questionnaires so that it'll. It's kind of a catch-22.
Like an OkCupid profile.
Yeah, it's like but if you fill it out really well, then you're gonna get their narrow, wedge of movies that they think you're gonna like. On the other hand, if you fill it out just whack-a-mole, you're gonna get more variety. You might get stuff that you didn't necessarily know you were interested in and turned out to like.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like I said, it's a catch-22 how you fill out the Netflix surveys.
Man, I tell you, and also what you rate and how you rate them.
Yeah.
Because that goes into it. Because there was a time period where I was sharing my Netflix account with like 3 other people.
And that gets you all kinds of weird stuff.
Yeah, that oh my, you have no idea. I had one friend who was using my Netflix account who was watching like Sailor Moon and like all this other like weird Japanese stuff. Anime, but not like the type of anime I watch.
Yeah.
But like super like teen, like shoujo, like teen girl anime.
Right.
And they kept on rating it high.
And so next thing you know, you're getting nothing but My Little Ponies.
So because I rate everything I watch, because I know it's like the algorithms and whatnot, but so like a random person looks at my Netflix stream, it's like suggested for you, The Bourne Identity, My Little Pony Princess 3, Hitler, a documentary.
Yeah, it gets a little weird, doesn't it?
It's like, man, I sure hope the NSA isn't watching this.
Yeah,
if the
they're
NSA
probably just
is like looking at my stream,
they have
they're
a
like,
bot watching movies. It's clearly just a bot watching movies. Now there's a question. You think anyone's done that?
Like a bot just to watch movies?
A bot just to stream random crap off Netflix?
Yeah, probably, but not for
I can't think of a purpose for doing it other than to waste bandwidth.
No, the purpose is that they probably have a setup to where they're like filming it or recording it somehow.
Capping it. And they're just trying to steal the entire Netflix catalog.
Yeah, they're just stealing the entire Netflix catalog and then putting it up on BitTorrent.
Yeah, because people do these sorts of
People
things.
really need to see Mulva zombie ass kicker.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
I was watching something. It was one of those movie reviewing YouTube channels, and they were doing a bit on horror movies. And one of the guys, they had 2 or 3 people they were interviewing, and they're talking about what their favorite horror movie was. And this one guy, he was like, I've been on this weird kick lately. I go on Netflix, and I find the horror movies that are rated 1 star, and I watch those. 'Cause I'm like, I want to see what makes them so bad.
Man, I've done that. So, yeah, I love a bad movie.
Yeah, there's certain appeal to a truly bad movie.
But
Except for The Room. There's nothing good about The Room.
Well, see, the problem with The Room is that it had a budget
of about 12 cents and a packet of juicy fruit.
It was enough to consider it. But, like, I'm talking about, like, truly horrendous films, right? Like, I mentioned Mulva Zombie Ass Kicker, pretty bad. Mulva Vampire Slayer is probably the most offensive, terrible, horrendous film I have ever seen.
I don't know. Have you seen I Was Bigfoot's Gay Lover?
Does I Was Bigfoot's Gay Lover,
I think that's how it was titled,
have a vampire Arab man raping an Indian woman?
No, but it has Bigfoot raping a dude.
Well, you know what? That Bigfoot just needs love.
Yeah, okay, I found out this movie existed for an explanation to the poor people listening to me. And I was like, that's so awful, we have to see what it's about. And I watched the whole thing and fast forward because it was just that bad. The dialogue is tremendously awful. The everything is wrong about this movie. And so it's like, okay, well, just to see what happens, hit fast forward. And it's exactly what you would expect, human sacrifice, Bigfoot cult. And then, the sacrifice becomes Bigfoot's lover. Yeah, not just wrong in so many levels. Super, super strange. Really, just everything about it was bad.
Have you seen Iron Skies?
No, I keep meaning to watch that, though, because it's bad in a good way,
Oh, no, it's bad in a bad way, but you should watch at least the first 30 minutes.
They made a sequel.
Yeah, I know. But it's kind of like Sharknado.
Yeah. What's sad about Iron Skies is when it was first announced, it was like, oh, that's going to be awesome. An indie film about, Nazi moon landing. And I actually looked forward to it being released. And then the more I learned about it, the less excited I was.
So the president, okay, do you know that the president in Iron Skies is Sarah Palin?
Yeah.
Okay, and that she sent a black athlete to the moon to improve her approval ratings.
Sounds about right.
Oh God, and then they were like, we've had black people in space before, and she's like, oh no, there's no way we've had black people in space. They don't have rights. It's terrible.
Yeah, it sounds exactly like the way she would be represented.
Well,
it's only like 1 point off base.
Yeah, doesn't take much effort to malign Sarah Palin.
Yeah. Terrible times.
Kind of like how it doesn't take much effort to malign
the Great Orange Foe.
The Great Orange Foe. That guy.
I saw a picture of a sign outside a business that said, "What if we didn't have a president this time? We all just promised to be real cool about it."
Yeah, that would be cool. Unlikely.
Yeah.
Obama slam jammed the news last week. Slow jammed, not slam jammed. Slam jam is like that move you do in like that game for the Super NES with NBA Jam.
Hey. NBA Jam.
Yeah,
he's on fire.
Wow. So anyway, he slow jammed the news with Jimmy Fallon last week.
Yeah.
And one of the things was, one of the things he said is orange is not the new black.
Wow.
Yeah, no. Even if you're not a fan of Obama,
That is good.
Watch the slow jam from last week. It's pretty.
That is priceless, and even if you're not a fan, like you said, you gotta admit that was good.
Yeah, it is a good burn. It was a good. It was like, oh, well done, golf clap for the president.
Yeah, that's good.
So, we're coming close to the end of our time this week. It's good talking with you.
Yeah,
again,
it's been fun.
I do want to say a couple words, just a moment, for all the people affected by what happened in Orlando this past weekend. I don't want to get into it too much because we all know what happened. But as you and I were talking about before, it's important for people to realize that these were people. These were loved ones. These were partners of each other. These were mothers and fathers and sisters and brothers that died in this tragedy this past weekend in Orlando. And what I want to share with everyone is that even though there's a range of emotions that are perfectly or would seem perfectly valid, such as anger and rage, a want to get revenge on whomever the perpetrators were, what I've been seeing through the GLBT community, what I have been hearing from people that are support and allies, what I've been hearing from people that are there supporting people and on the phones giving support to people who have lost someone, isn't any of those emotions, but it's been feelings of love, and it has been stories of how these people, these individuals that have been taken from us, how they've affected people's lives in positive ways and the joys in life that they got. So that's what I want to leave people with this week as we start to close up with everything else, is that it's love that we have for each other that's important. It's the love to not treat our fellow people in a terrible, hateful way, but to just love them and to embrace them and to celebrate our differences. And that's all I really have to say about that.
Well said. I think we'll just leave it right there for today.
And I do have a quote.
Good job, because I forgot to look one up.
Well, my quote...
It's my style.
It is your style. My quote is from Alan Moore, which may seem a little bit odd considering what I was just saying, but this is from Before Vendetta. But what I hope most of all is that you understand what I mean when I tell you that even though I do not know you, and even though I may never meet you, laugh with you, cry with you, or kiss you, I love you. With all my heart, I love you. And that's my quote.
Very good.
Thanks. Did you find one?
Trying to find one that doesn't sound wildly inappropriate at the moment.
Wow.
Well,
you have one job.
I had one job, and I definitely didn't do it.
I'm just going to let it be quiet.
I think this one's acceptable, because I've always liked it, and it's not entirely directly tied to the situation, but it's a good reminder for people. And it's from Michael J. Fox, and he said, "I am careful not to confuse excellence with perfection. Excellence I can reach for. Perfection is God's business."
Yeah.
And I think that's a good reminder that no matter what, just try to do your best and be good to people.
I agree. So, if you enjoyed listening to us today, please follow us on Twitter, Stitcher, or iTunes. Or feel free to send us an email at proteuspodcast@gmail.com.
And you can rate us on any of the services aforementioned that allow that feature.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for listening. See you next week.
I've been Jacob.
And I'm still Danielle.
And we have been the Proteus Podcast. Good night, everyone.
Good night.